What's going on, YouTube? If you couldn't tell, this is a YouTube video, so all the fellas know. Grab yourself something hot to eat, something good to eat, a snack, whatever, and sit down and enjoy this video. You can't watch YouTube. You can't eat without YouTube. You can't eat without something to watch. You know how it goes. So, if you didn't know as well, I did a video turning the 10 Shadows Jujutsu Kaisen curse technique into a NEN ability from Hunter x Hunter. I'm going to explain to you what I did briefly. You know, this is a reimagined version of that video, or a part 2 to that video. Whatever you want to think about it, it really doesn't matter. This is a continuation, let's just say that. So I'm going to explain to you briefly what NEN ability I made out of the 10 Shadows curse technique. And while I'm doing that, hit the like button if you like videos like this, and subscribe if you want to continue to see content like this. You feel me? Hit the like button, especially, man. Show your boy some love. Don't be hating. Get yourself some good karma, all of that. So what I did for the 10 Shadows curse technique, or NEN ability, the NEN Shadows, was I made a manipulation dash emitter ability, because you can be in the middle. As we've learned recently, you can be in the middle of two affinities. You don't have to favor one or the other. You can be proficient in both. So I did that, and I took reference from two separate abilities, one from Hunter x Hunter and one from Jujutsu Kaisen. The one from Hunter x Hunter was Netero's ability, the Hunter type Guanin Bodhisattva. The NEN, it's a NEN doll emission. He's an enhancer that uses emission and manipulation. Emission to create the NEN doll, or the Guanin Bodhisattva statue, and manipulation to control it. Pretty simple. I think there's aspects of maybe the other two affinities, but I'm not sure. Or we're not including specialists, so just transmutation and conjuration. But it really doesn't matter. It's heavy on the enhancement, obviously, and emission and manipulation. So the other thing I took reference from Jujutsu Kaisen was, this will be a spoiler if you haven't read the manga of Jujutsu Kaisen, so just, I'll put a time step here. But yeah, I'm going to tell you spoiler in 3, 2, 1. The other person I took the reference from was Sukuna, and I mean specifically Sukuna when he was in Megami's body at the beginning. When we first saw him use the 10 Shadows technique, he used it in a way that was very unique. He didn't give the shadows a physical form. He kept them kind of like fluid like, and that increased their power in a certain, increased their range or something like that, the cost of power, or increased their power at the cost of range. It doesn't matter, whatever. It was a very unique way that Sukuna used it, and I would like to take inspiration from that when I created my first NEN Shadows ability. So what it was in order to create the NEN Shadows, you focus your aura at the soles of your feet, and you shape your aura around the shape of your shadow. Simultaneously, you use one of the 10 hand signs that you made when you created the ability. Let's just say Nue, for example. You form the aura around your shadow while doing the Nue sign or the Divine Dogs, whatever, and it will manifest that out of your aura, and it stays attached to your aura, just like Sukuna's version of 10 Shadows originally. And you can control it via a mental link, really, because it's just your aura. It's like an extension of your arm, and it's really durable. It blocks, it attacks, defends, all that. Also, I added a condition where if you give it a one-word command, you don't have to hold the sign, because you do have to hold the sign for as long as it's manifested or it'll go away. If you give it a one-word command, you can detach it from your aura. This is the emission part, and it'll do that one-word command. So if you say attack or Nue, attack, it'll detach from your aura, fly around, and attack the person you're fighting. And this allows you to summon multiple 10 shadows at once via NEN. It'd be different if this was cursed energy, but NEN, you have to give it conditions and stuff like that. So the condition is give it a one-word command, say its name, and it'll do whatever you want it to do until it gets destroyed. That's the emission version of it. So that allows you to summon multiple of them. That was basically the technique in and of itself. There were a couple other things where I did like a domain expansion. If you really want to get all the details on it, go check out that video. It's on my other channel. It's in my bio. You can find my other channel. But yeah, that's what it was. It was emission and manipulation. Form the aura around your shadow, have a hand sign that you created, and it will manifest it. It'll defense, offense. You can detach it if you want, create multiples of it. So yeah, that was the original ability. This is a continuation off of that, where I asked people to, I asked them, how would you create Mahoraga? How would you create Mahoraga via NEN in aura, because that is something extremely hard to do. Mahoraga's whatever in Jujutsu Kaisen, he's not whatever, but it's a curse technique. It's not really hard to summon him. It's hard to, subjugate him. In Hunter x Hunter, it'd be hard to summon or create him in the first place. So how would you do that? How would you go about that? I think I figured out a way. At first, I think it would have took too long. That's why I didn't mention it in the original video. But now I'm taking a little time, and I want to switch it up a little bit. My last ability was manipulation, slash emitter. Let's now take this to transmutation slash conjure. So we're in the middle of transmutation and conjuration. I'm switching it because transmutation, you can do all the things that I said with the emission part. You can use emission and detach your aura from your body. It just won't be as strong since you're not an emitter. It won't last as long, but if you can create a bunch of them, you don't need them to be that strong. You just have strength in numbers instead of quality. No big deal switching this over to transmutation. All right, now, the conjuration is the big part of it. We need a ritual base. Since Mahoraga is a ritual based technique, that's pretty cool. What screams ritual besides conjuration? Like in real life as well, conjuring something, you have to do a ritual, a Ouija board, candles, all that stuff. So let's go down the conjuration route. Now, what conditions are we going to need to do to invoke Mahoraga, to summon him? I like to think that since there are hand signs that you had to create at the birth of your ability, let's use that. And let's say that you need to kill someone with every single beast, nin shadow you created. You need to kill one person at least with each one of those before you can summon Mahoraga. And then for the 10th shadow, because you need 10, I know Mahoraga is the 10th, but we're going to say we need 10 before summoning the 10th because it needs a catalyst to activate. Let's say that you have to kill someone without using your Hatsu as well. You can use Nen, you just can't use your Hatsu. So you need to kill 10 people, and 9 of them need to be using your other 9 shadows. Once you've done that, since the Nen is all-knowing, it can keep track of this for you since it's set in the terms and conditioning of your ability, it'll know. So it's not really a big deal. You don't need to like collect DNA or blood or something like that. If you want to add that, that's a cool touch, but I think it's unnecessary when it comes to Nen and Hunter x Hunter. The Nen knows everything. So once you smoke all those people down and then smoke the last one, the 10th one, without using your Hatsu, now you have met the conditions to summon Mahoraga, and Mahoraga will be a Nen beast. He won't be a Nen doll like before with the emission. He'll be a Nen beast, which means he'll have autonomy. He'll have sentience. He doesn't need to be controlled. So we don't need manipulation in this respect. He's a Nen beast. And since you're transmuting, that aspect of transmutation allows Mahoraga to get that adaptation ability from Jujutsu Kaisen. Mahoraga's all adapting. What is the most adapting affinity, if not transmutation, that allows you to change the qualities and properties of your aura? So it's basically a conjuration of the affinity transmutation, if that makes sense. That's some high level shit right there. You're conjuring the physical manifestation of transmutation. Like mind freak right there. So Mahoraga is the embodiment of what it means to be a transmuter. And so he can adapt to basically anything, any Nen ability, anything you want to think of. And that is how Mahoraga is going to be created. But to get to that, you need to obviously kill 10 people, and you need to kill 10 people every single time you use it. He's not going to be subjugated like in Jujutsu Kaisen. In order to manifest him for one single event, you need to kill 10 people every single time. So you're going to be a mass murderer by the end of this, unless you work for like a jail and you can just use the fucking execution of death row criminals, but that's just a very specific circumstance. In this case, you have to kill 10 people every single time you want to use it. So that makes this a super costly ability. The cost allows for great reward. Yeah, there are bad hunters that kill a lot of people, like Hisoka, Illumi, and even all of the Phantom Troop. They kill probably hundreds, if not thousands of people. So they will be able to do this. But a normal person, hey, 10 people? And maybe you can make this even harder. Maybe you can say that you need to like consume the flesh. Let's say that you need to kill 10 people and consume a part of them. That would make it even more freaky. So you got to consume them. Your body with its transmutation aura will take those pieces, transmute them, and then by the time you've killed the 10th person and taken a bite out of them, it's transmuted into an amalgamation that allows that to be the core and catalyst to manifest Mahoraga, which is the all-adapting manifestation of the affinity transmutation, but we're using conjuration to get it. That shit's tough, bro. I'm a genius. I'm not gonna lie. What do you think about that idea? I really like that. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I came up with it, but I think that's a sick-ass way to do Mahoraga. It has its own sentience. It has the adaptation aspect. It comes at a cost. You have to literally eat human flesh. And you're not an ant. You're a human. So, like, eating flesh, eating humans is not second nature to you. It's some messed up shit you have to do. You have to be a cannibal. And maybe we can call this something like that. Like, cannibal. We don't have to name a Mahoraga. It's like cannibals, whatever. I don't know. Some weird name you can think of. But that's how I would summon Mahoraga. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if it works or if it doesn't work for you. The specific Mahoraga part, not the 9 shadows, because I already did that video before. But this is just strictly for Mahoraga. That's the video, guys. Leave a like, comment. Definitely comment. Tell me if this is sick. Who would be the strongest person that, you know, the person using this 10 shadows or NEN shadows ability could beat in Hunter x Hunter? I like to always say that. Could they beat Hisoka? They probably can't beat current Hisoka. I'm not going to lie. But could they beat anime Hisoka? Could they perhaps beat Netero? Could they beat Jing? Any of the Zodiacs? Beyond? I don't know. Could they conquer the Dark Continent? How would they do on the Dark Continent with this ability? I think they do pretty well. Maybe not as good as some of the other NEN abilities I've created, but they do fantastically well. We could kind of figure out a weakness for Mahoraga. I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe it's like weak. Let's say Mahoraga is weak to Specialist. Like, Specialist isn't going to beat him, but it's like being a Gojo or a Sukuna. Like, they have such a wide arsenal. They have the potential to be a monster. Like, they have a potential to be like someone like Crollo that has no set type of ability, and that they can just overwhelm this NEN Mahoraga with a bunch of different techniques, and that's how you beat Mahoraga. And so, yeah, let's say that Mahoraga's weakness is a Specialist, but if you're not a Specialist or just like a Netero type level of strength, then you're pretty much done for. So yeah, I think that was necessary. We needed to add a weak point. It's NEN. It definitely needs a weak point. It is the greatest, you know, balance of a power system ever created, so it needs to have that. I can't just in good faith create ability that is just insanely broken. So yeah, the weakness is Specialist. Yeah, that's the video, guys. I will catch you in the next one. And let me know if you want me to vlog my month-long trip to Japan as well. That's going on in August. Just, you know, let me know if you want to do that. Only one person has said it so far, so let me know, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Drop your video ideas down below. Peace. 君の気持ちを大事にしなかった私の頭